individuals have the right to access their data. This means that they can obtain a copy of their personal data that we hold. This helps individuals to understand how and why we are using their data and confirm that we are doing so lawfully. Any request that individuals make to obtain their personal data is considered a subject access request, also known as an SAR. SARs can be submitted in writing or verbally, or even via social media. The individual doesn't need to use any special form, specific words, or cite the law to request an SAR. This means that any request is a valid SAR, provided we can verify the individual's identity and that they are asking for their data. Individuals can also ask a third party, such as a relative, friend, or solicitor, to submit a request on their behalf. However, in this case, we must request evidence and documents to ensure that the third party making the request is entitled to act on the individual's behalf. It is vital that we identify an SAR promptly and forward it to the right person, so we can follow up and respond to the individual. There is no time to waste. The law requires us to comply with an SAR within 1 month of receipt. Before processing an SAR, we must be sure of the individual's identity, if needed by requesting documentation to verify their identity. The timescale for responding to an SAR does not begin until we have received any requested identification verification. However, identification documents should be requested promptly if they are necessary. We must not charge a fee to complete an SAR except in specific circumstances. For example, if an individual requests several hard copies of the data where we may incur administrative costs. So, can we refuse to comply with a request? Yes, but only in limited cases. For example, if there is an exemption or restriction, like a court order that prohibits the disclosure of personal data, or in excessive cases, for example, if an individual keeps making SAR requests to cause disruption. If we refuse to comply with an SAR request, we must explain why and inform the individual of their right to complain and pursue their rights through the courts. Meanwhile, what if the SAR requested includes the details of other individuals? Sometimes, we may be able to comply, for example, by redacting other people's information. Otherwise, we need to obtain consent from those other individuals before making the disclosure. But we must still respond to the request and explain our decision. Plus, it's important to record all our responses to SARs as evidence. If you have any questions about data subject access requests, speak to our data protection officer.